Welcome to another episode of Get Social. Sandy, how are you?
I am great. How are you, honey?
Good. I cannot believe it's Sunday already. I feel like, and it's March, so I feel like February I blinked and February's gone. Yeah, can you believe it's March already?
No, I can't. My husband's birthday's coming up, and I'm a little stressed because I gotta figure out what to get him.
Wait, when's his birthday?
March 12th.
Oh, that's not even that far away. Oh.
Yeah, I gotta figure out something I'm gonna do with the daughter. See.
Oh, that'll be fun. I'm excited for that. I'm excited to wish him a happy birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's been, I feel like Sandy and I were talking about this in tonight's episodes. We wanted something to remind people that there are still a lot of good out there in the paranormal, right? It just seems like lately there's been a lot of some, like, I don't know, not so much stellar vibes with some aspects of it. And
it's not as good anymore. Like, it's very slightly toxic, unfortunately.
Yeah. So like we're trying to refocus, right? So like there's been a focus, like see, that's actually the perfect word for it, toxic, right? Mm-hmm. Perfect word. So there's a toxic side to everything, right? Every genre, every group, there's always going to be that one aspect of it. And it's time to tip the scales of balance back. And you need everything in life, right? To make everything flow. But it's time to refocus on the good things and to remind each other of why the hell we all got into this to begin with, right? So Sandy and I, yeah.
My computer keeps going off. I'm sorry if you hear that in the background.
Hey, we decided that, that we all had really, really interesting moments of like what got us into this. And we've all had, I think a lot of us have shared positive moments together. And it's, why aren't those highlighted more? Why aren't the good moments given more credit or given more credence? And so tonight was all about bringing some beautiful people of the paranormal, some dear and trusted friends up on the screen with us, and just to talk about, those moments that were profound and positive and made us feel good about why we do what we do. So it's, more laid back, more community-based conversation, I think, right?
Yep, 100%. And we need more of that in the world, especially given everything that is happening in the paranormal community itself. We need more positive moments versus all the negativity of it.
And that's the thing too. I feel like there are, right? Like, and I know we had talked about this before. There are actually way more positive. They don't get talked about the same, right? They don't get
the recognition that they need.
Recognition. Thank you. I was like, there's a word there.
I may pronounce it wrong, but you know what I mean.
Oh no, thank you, because you got my back on this. But we have a beautiful panel of people that are waiting in the background here for us to bring them up. But before we bring them up, before we start the discussion, should we say hi to everyone that's already popped on so far?
Yes. Let's say hi to our side pieces.
Let's do this. So let's say hi to Sandy.
Oh, hey, what's up, guys?
Sandy. Hi, Mark. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. That was so cute when I saw you said hello to everyone. I'm like, oh.
I try. I always try to hop on and at least say hi to everyone, even if I can't always pay attention to like what's going on in the live or even in the chat. Because multitasking, I at least try to say hi to everyone.
I appreciate that so much. And it made me smile. It was such a nice thing. Big Daddy Andy, what's going on, man? Hello. Courtney, hello. Ah, she's amazing. Guys, if you get a chance, say hello to Courtney.
She is the sweetest soul you'll ever meet.
She really is. And I think that's all we have popped on right now. As people come on, just know, we're very grateful for you to be here. Thank you. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Sandy, do you want to bring up the slide before I bring everybody up?
Yeah, let me bring it up. Give me a half a second. I'm still learning, guys.
No, you got this. You got this.
Positive
moments. Woo!
The paranormal. Can there be any? Can there really be any?
Yeah, I feel like 90% of my experience in the paranormal has been positive. How about how do you feel about it? Like whether it's your experience in general or your experience while you're on investigations? Like, do you feel it's more positive than it is negative, or?
For the most part, honestly. So definitely as I've gotten more into the paranormal, I have seen the negative side of it. I would say probably like 5 years ago, I was kind of more like oblivious to it, I guess the best word would be.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. And now that I'm more into it and the more I dive into it, I'm seeing it. But it doesn't outweigh the positive moments I've had, whether it's investigating or just in general with the people that I'm around.
Yeah. Yeah, no. And I feel like a lot of, at least for me personally, and I don't want to speak for everybody, but I feel like for me personally, like all most of the negative that I've experienced have actually come from the living people that I've either investigated with or had, I guess, opportunities, I guess is the best word, to interact with. I mean, regardless of good, bad, or indifferent, it's an opportunity, right? So I'm going to take from that what I need to move on and better myself in every aspect of the paranormal. So if it was a bad encounter, at least I know, hey, that's something I don't want to deal with again. So I'm going to try to like not deal with that anymore.
Yeah,
So
let's try to avoid it just a teeny tiny bit.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, even the crappy moments, you can take positive from it, and you don't need to be like F that person for like yeah, just go do your thing, but like way over there in that corner, and I'll be way over here in this corner. Like there's enough room for all of us. We don't need to.
It's a big enough sandbox. You've said it a million times, and it's my favorite quote. It is a big enough sandbox.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge ass sandbox too. Like we don't need to be on top of each other, but no, yeah. So should we
go to the next slide? Or should I bring
no, go to the next slide and then we'll bring everybody up.
Can there be positivity in the paranormal?
Woo! Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. And on that note, I'm going to bring everybody up.
Yep, bring them up. I will take this down.
Oh. We have such a beautiful panel of people.
Looky.
Hello, guys. Thank you so much. So thank you for joining us. We had, as we said earlier, like we wanted to bring up more of the positive aspects, right? Like everybody lately seems to be focused on all of the crap that's been going on. And it is literally such a small piece, right? It is such a small piece of the paranormal. And I don't think that, honestly, first and foremost, personal opinion, I don't think it's fair that gets the biggest spotlight. Why should the negativity get the biggest spotlight when there are so many beautiful moments and so many beautiful people out there? So we just wanted to bring all of you on here to honestly, well, to give you a voice to voice how you feel about it, and then to if you have some moments or some sage wisdom,
yeah,
like to bring up. I mean, Sarah, Rob, thank you so much for joining us.
What are you doing, Rob?
Question: what the hell is on your neck?
Is that a shot collar?
It is. I figured.
Would you?
I want to react what she asked. Why is it
I have the remote control all the way from here, so if he misbehaves at all, I'll give him a little.
The remote is actually on the dining room table, whatever the fuck, the table, coffee table. So Danny, feel free. If we play a game later, it is live. It's hot.
So me and Bill have a buzzer, and Sarah has a collar.
Danny,
fun fact: we took it upon ourselves to understand what the shock collar felt like, and it's not fun, but it's not unbearable at the same time.
So if you want to turn it into a game, we can play it.
Yeah.
I'm offering it up today, one time only. Or you can. There's also the vibration button. You can use
which
that.
is actually more jarring, I think, than the actual. It's actually more disturbing. The sound, the vibration.
I think you should test.
Well, I just figured I'd bring a little entertainment to this very positive.
I think Leo's coming over to get his
why
collar.
the collar exists.
Yeah, good thing it's on you.
Yeah, right.
Oh man. But
We just need Rob to go off the rails a little bit.
I think it's fair to say that all of us on this panel have had both good and bad experiences in the paranormal. And should we take a minute to just like give everybody a chance to introduce themselves? Trevor, do we want to start with you and then like we'll work way over?
Sure.
Okay.
My name is Trevor, I think, and and I'm also known as Haunted Faith on the interwebs. I'm a paranormal investigator for Get Haunted. I also create found footage, weird videos online for your beautiful eye sockets to view. Now I'm curious what Rob has in his lap, but that's not the point. Yeah, I'm just a guy trying to be a dude out here in the paranormal, spreading positivity and making creepy stuff online.
I love your found footage. Your little found footage clips are phenomenal, Trevor. Like, what got you into doing that before we move on? Like,
so, this goes back to a little bit of what my brand name is, the VHF 82, that 82 part. So back whenever I was a kid, around, well, I was young, probably from the ages of 6 to about 14. We actually had a DVD, VHS, and magazine a rental store in my hometown in Salem, Kentucky, not Massachusetts. So every Saturday night, it was a privately owned thing where this old man would just buy movies and put them in a store. It wasn't a Blockbuster. And every Friday and Saturday night, my dad and I would go down there and be like, "Hey, let's find a movie to watch." And you didn't have an account there. You just had a number, and that number would correlate to your history of watching whatever, and that'd be it. So you'd get a movie, and then be like, "Hey, our number's this," and he like, "Cool." He'd write down the movie, and then you'd walk out and pay. And our number was 82 for years. And so fast forward to 2015, started a YouTube channel. It's almost been a decade, but damn. Started on YouTube. Was doing what most people did for quite a long time, to do investigations, record, edit, and post the evidence like online. And time went by, and found myself hating the editing part. I love the investigations, but like editing and reviewing evidence for 8+ hours was just killing me. So quit that for a couple of years. And then me and my dad were talking, and we found a bunch of old stuff in the house. And I was like, that's cool. And then we sat down and had, this was about a year ago. Me and my dad sat down and had us night. And we watched, I'm not sure if anyone here knows about the TV show, movie called Grave Encounters.
Yep.
And I'm like, that sent me back to 2003. I'm like, holy shit, I really love how this looks. And took some time to think about it. And me and Sarah, we talked about this a while back. And I was like, evidence is cool and all, but unless I'm hosting a event in that scenario, I can be a paranormal and investigator. But outside of that, I'm more of just an experiencer that likes to tell stories. So how can I incorporate the stories into a creepy fashion? And then I rediscovered my love for found footage, and 1 + 1 = 2.
oh, I love that.
So yeah.
I love that. And you can see the passion that you put into it. You can see that.
Yeah.
It's there.
And you guys, sometime soon, gonna be releasing my website first, but there will be a found footage, not really short film, that I did film at the Ditto House this past weekend.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that. We can't wait to see it. Adam.
Yes.
Honey. Let us know what's going on with you. Two Brothers Extreme. Introduce yourself a little bit.
So I'm Adam, Brothers Extreme parent. Me and Mike just actually had our 4-year anniversary of our starting Two Brothers Extreme Paranormal. We started out actually sitting on my couch and saying, well, there's COVID and it's boring. I don't like paranormal shows. Why don't we start a group? And
It
we
sounds
hopped in
like
my
you're
truck
about to get married, actually. Like,
and yep, drove out. Like,
You're cutting out here and there, Adam. We're hearing every other word.
sorry.
No, it's okay. I just didn't want you to get like 8 sentences in and be like, did you hear that?
So we drove to Vermont and started investigating. So and we were going on strong. We started a little YouTube thing where we pick our locations. If it wasn't for Rob and Sarah, we probably wouldn't get into half of these places. So, and working with all you guys too is the positive of the community. That's what me and Mike just want to keep sharing and showing everybody that there is positive to the community.
There really is. There's a lot of positive out there. So that's amazing. Thank you. Oh my gosh. The first time I met both of you, I think it was at a Paracon, actually, when you came up is when I first met you guys, I think.
Yeah, the Warrens.
Yeah, you came right on over to the table, and it was just like you felt like family from the very beginning. It was amazing. So
I'll say this, like I didn't know Mike or Adam really well, but I knew I did see you guys because you were going out with someone else at the time, or just prior. But every time I walk by their table, right, and I really didn't know these guys, they're like, "That's the guy I got to talk to over there." You or Mike were pointing to me and saying, "Go talk to Rob," and I'm like, "Geez, these guys are friggin' cool! Like, you guys were just cool straight out of the gate, So it's like, I was like, "Damn, they're exactly what it's about." So I was glad eventually you guys found your way home. So thank you both for just being awesome. You're just awesome.
Yeah, we're here for everybody. We're here for our family,
Oh, we know.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, definitely. Family is the right word for that, for sure. Rob, Sarah, do you want to introduce yourselves real quick before we dive into this?
Rob, real quick.
Well, what does that mean? What does that even mean?
You have 2 sentences.
There you go. Thank you, Trevor.
I'm Rob. I'm the one here today wearing an active shock collar.
Let's keep in line.
which you have.
About to ship one off to Michigan. Yes, sometimes things appear.
No, you're introducing yourself.
Oh yeah. I'm Rob. I work for Sarah. I get haunted and paranormally blonde, and I've been doing this for a long time now. I've seen a lot of things over the past. 2018 I started this. Whatever. No, earlier. I don't remember. 2017 I started investigating. So however long that's been, 8 years, 9 years, 8 years. I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot of things on the paranormal side, on the living side, and I'm just happy to be here with all of you fine people today. Right here.
That, sir.
I was fully expecting him to say all these fine people and Trevor, but thank you, Rob. I really do appreciate that.
Aww.
He's having a good moment.
He's trying to be nice so he doesn't have to.
The shot color makes him act a bit different. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Danny could have had the controller, but I took it.
I could have. It took too long, and he ran down and got the remote himself. So yeah.
I'll throw it down. Probably be better if you did it. If you do it. Okay. Anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't want to take away from Sarah's long-winded introductions. Go ahead, Sarah.
That's true. Well, I'm Sarah. I have a team, VP Paranormal, with my sisters, which I haven't done in a very long time. Also, host of Paranormally Blonde and co-owner with Rob and Get Haunted. And I think I've had this beautiful moment throughout all the years that I've been doing this, from an explorer, an investigator, experiencer, all the way into the business side, and being a show host, it sort of gives you a look into every little aspect of the paranormal. And it's not every aspect, but right, like all the different things that are out there in the community. So I think we get so focused on one area. I feel like this conversation is such a beautiful topic that you two brought to the table, because there is enough out there that's, focusing on the negative and not the positive. So kudos to you two.
Whoa. Because I was trying to say something similar and you stopped me and said you're introducing yourself. That's why she stopped me. That's why she should have went first.
Here's the thing. We're going to roll right into that. Like, what do you guys think? Do you think that is there an imbalance right now? And do you think there is enough of the positive to bring it back in? Like, free for all, whoever wants to roll with that first.
Yeah, guys.
I do think there is enough positivity and love in the community of the paranormal field. I think, how do I put this nicely?
Oh shit.
People need to take their heads out
Don't put it nicely. Just put it.
Yeah, just put it.
Yeah.
Just put
Put it as it is.
People need to take their heads out of their asses and get a hold of themselves.
I agree. Absolutely.
They're not better than anybody else in this field. And the people that bring the negativity are actually worse off than the people that care. They just need to realize that it's not just a community, it's a family. Whether you know the person or not, you still support them. Whether you hear Joe Schmo out west or seas said that someone said this, you talk to that person or know that person, you keep your mouth shut and move on, still support that person.
It makes me wonder if there really is a Joe Schmo out there in the world. Jesus Christ, give me a break.
We do know there is one. Well, there was.
Oh yeah, well, was.
But there's plenty of good left in it to bring it back to what it was that me and Mike got back to the paranormal to bring it back. There is.
Yeah. It's kind of like what Danny mentioned at the beginning of the show, and I guess could even tie together in theory in a mindset of like what just got released today with Parapost and Get Haunted, like making bygones be bygones. It's like, even though this is just like a putting in differences aside to an extent, just like coexisting together on different edges of the paranormal. We all have our own space. It is a big enough space.
Oh my God, it is.
So just coexist. I know I'm young, but like on the sense of like the grand scale of things, we're all old enough to like just not spread hate. There's no fucking point. So just coexist and love each other. And if there are differences that are bad enough, talk it out. And if there isn't, go back to your own corner and calm down for 10 minutes, then pick up where you left off.
But I want to ask this question, because the simple answer is this, ladies. Absolutely, there's enough positive to bring it back to what the paranormal is. However, I want to pose this question because Denise MP sort of touched on it here, right? She's saying there's too much content about the paranormal that doesn't talk about the paranormal. But who do we need to be upset about that with? Because I have posted, as the network, I have posted talks about paranormal. Yeah. The reality is what the masses flock to is the negative. And I do believe it's a trend. I believe right now the trend, and that's what social media is all about, trend, is sort of following those that have the dirt, following those that have the negative to say. People might say they don't like drama, but post reactions and interaction would say differently, right? But the reality is, I can say between the six of us, we have conversations all the time that's about paranormal and not the shit, right?
Like,
so
good conversations too, where like we actually talk about theory and like how do you do this or how do you explain that? No, yeah, absolutely.
So it's not that there's not enough to bring it back and balance it. I think the real question is how do we change the trend? Because social media is not real world, and real world paranormal, in my opinion, what I have seen is that real world, when we're in person, we're talking about the paranormal. We're doing what we love in the paranormal. Social media wise, well, that's just boring to the masses and they will not participate. Did I not just say this the other day? I literally posted in Patreon conversations to start tearing things apart to build them back up. And it literally gets a couple likes and barely a comment.
Crickets. Yeah, we're beating you up, Patreon subscribers.
Matt Linker's here.
Matt Linker! Oh my God. He's one of my favorite people to investigate with because he's very open and he's very honest. And he's one of those people you can dive into a conversation with too. He's really good with that.
Hey, wait. You just said that to me. How can he be your favorite person?
You are my favorites. We wouldn't have asked you to be on this damn show if we.
Careful, Danny. Careful.
So, quick question. I've never met Matt. Who is Matt?
Oh my, Matt Linker.
Right.
Matt Linker.
I don't think I've met him.
It just doesn't feel right.
Matt's a really good dude. He's been around for a long time. Just because you haven't met him doesn't mean he doesn't exist, Trevor.
I'm sure he's a great person.
Keep your ass in Kentucky where it belongs, and we will handle the Matt Linkers of the world because he's my friend.
I think I'm moving up to Pennsylvania next.
Then I'm moving to Kentucky. So you just let me know. Maybe Georgia. I don't know.
I got that. Want to move to Connecticut?
Yeah, you should.
There you go. Yeah, Connecticut. You know, the thing though, like to bring it back to what Sarah was saying, like what people are talking about with the people that dive into all of the drama, how the F is that even paranormal? First off, like, I don't know how that got connected to paranormal in general. Like the people, the paranormal need to get their heads out of their asses for that one, because bro, that is
but
nothing to do.
It's not about paranormal. It's social media, right?
Yeah.
It's not. I think what you're talking about and what we're seeing in the paranormal is all based on social media, because we just had an event and where was all, nobody was diving into it, right?
There were some beautiful conversations that came out of that event too. Like there are, I think, yeah, you're right. It's just the social media aspect. So like, is there a way to turn that around, guys? Like, is there a way to say, hey, look at these amazing moments and actually have people flock to?
I think Denise touched on it, right? It's like the machine stops if you don't feed it. It's a tricky situation, right? Because it's pretty big. Social media is a really big machine.
It's a big monster sometimes.
And it's and there might be people that take offense to this, but there is sort of this generational aspect that happens too, right? It's like certain age brackets seem more prone to
he's got a lot to say.
More prone to this thing's about to go where it belongs. More prone to engage in the nonsense or in the stupidity on social media. At least my observations here. I'm not saying that it's exclusive to a certain age bracket, but sure, my observation is that it seems to be a high concentration of
what? Okay, sorry.
We just got hit with the longest.
Because you never know, right? Because of the very topic, when you see a big post like that, you're like, okay, what's this going to be? It seems like the older, or even the Gen Xers are just like, yeah, whatever, fuck off, right? You want it to be that, but then there's the relentless pit bulls. So, but don't
you think, Rob? And I think. What did you just watch? So I've watched 2 documentaries now, 8 Passengers, and then the other one was on Belle Gibson, I think that was her name, who faked cancer. Yeah. And then the 8 Passengers is the Mormon mom who held her kids hostage. But why I'm even bringing those up is because that is the trend. We watch people's personal lives, right? We watch because we put it out there, right? And we are all public figures with this. We're all on social media. What you see common is the masses want to love really fast. And then the second they think you screwed up, they just come at you 1,000 miles per hour, and then they hate you. So they lift you and then they cancel you. So I think when you take a subject like the paranormal, which is so personal, and we all have such different beliefs, and then we offer it up to the table of social media, you open it up for these really wild rides. And I think we've all been on it together. All 6 of us have done this together now. And I think where Rob, you and I are almost right now is you realize this is so not personal. It feels personal, and they did come after us personal, but this is the trend. Love them, hate them, love them, hate them. And that's what gets all the people to pile on, because everybody can't wait to offer their opinion. Yeah. They just can't.
Yeah.
You know, my grandfather used to say, if people aren't hating you and judging you, you ain't doing it.
I mean, in a way that freaking is completely, absolutely. Because you're getting the spotlight for that moment because you're doing something that's worth the while, right? And then you have all the people that just can't help themselves and pile on with their opinion because they just personal opinion on people who need to give their opinions is they just are so deprived of everything else in their entire freaking lives that they need that 1 minute of fame and they can't help themselves. Personal opinion, whatever. Take that for what it is.
Yeah, I mean, look, and we've witnessed it from all the different factions of people out there on social media, from just the common, I'm just on Facebook or whatever social media platform, to the people that their main thing is to be on YouTube or whatever, right? And it seems to me, at least, that the higher up that weird little ladder you go, the less facts and details and truths seem to matter. Because you then become a tie. Then they end up, and they do. What's amazing to me is the complete and total lack of research and compassion or care for what they do to other people. I'm not talking about me here. I'm talking about in general.
No, it's like in general.
Though.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking crazy when you look at it. So, but that feeds the voyeurs, right? The voyeuristic people who just sit out there and wait, to flip their phone open after dinner on a Friday night to see what kind of bullshit's going on with other people. Again, not just the paranormal. Tattoo. I've talked to people in the tattoo industry, and it's like apparently either as or worse, in terms of cutthroat and evil. So,
well, any field of interest, right? Like you put people that have a passion and they put themselves out there. Those that don't put themselves out there either because they're not confident enough to, or they just don't do it because they're lazy, whatever their excuse is, they're going to come after those that do, right? That's just how it is. And Denise, I see poor Denise is like, I can't type as fast as you guys are talking. But I think this is to me, it's such an interesting topic because it's even like when we talk about women in paranormal, right? We've tried to have this conversation, and every single person, we miss you, Tracy, miss you, sweet girl. When we talk about women in paranormal, it always goes to, well, there's not enough women represented on TV. Every time I try to say we're so represented. Yeah, we are represented in the field. We are a big piece of the paranormal field. Nobody talks about that. Why? Because for the masses, those don't count. It's all about the TV, and they want to talk about that. And I think this is the same thing. You can apply this to paranormal, the topic of paranormal. And, again, I've tried. Courtney, I don't want you to think that you are ignored. I remember your post that you just posted. Trinity Paranormal posted a great topic. Nobody caught on to it. Nobody jumped on it. But if we put something out there, a cry for help, or look, this person's being an asshole, next thing you know, bam, everybody's responding. And I think this is where I do believe there's accountability, Denise, on the content creator and the masses. But the reality is, on social media, the consumer is calling the trend. They are. So we need those that are truly excited about paranormal and want to talk about those topics. If you see someone posting a question, offer your opinion about it. Offer your expansion to that conversation. You just should. You know, I'm guilty of it too, though, right? You scroll and you're like, oh my God, that's great. And then you move on to the next thing, right? I mean, I have to be honest.
Like, I'm back to Patreon. I've done that where it's like, I want to comment and I want to get my thoughts together, but I'm just like, oh, I'll get back to it later. So I'll like it for now and then go forward.
Well, you know, and as it should be, it probably is, especially with a baby, you know, the lowest priority in your house. You know, but after a while, it's like, you know, I feel guilty. I'm like, why are people paying money to be on Patreon when they're not interacting? And so like, I don't want it to be a pity party over there. I want the real, and I want the real conversations, the open and honest conversations, the things you may not say here on Facebook for whatever, right? Whatever reason. So I guess it, like anything, right? Like Buddhism, you have to put it into practice, and then carve out what's important to you, right? Like for me, for at least 25,000 good reasons, I have cut way back on at least scrolling social media. I jump on, I'll either post something stupid, something funny, or, you know, check you guys out. Scrolling and seeing and witnessing even that, right? 'Cause we watch people beat each other up all the time. I feel gross looking at it and being part of it. And to, you know, I think Courtney, another reason, if that's how you posted, right? Saying we, I would assume you mean the collective we, as in the community, not me and Sarah or Get Haunted, because, you know, for some, the we can be felt like, hey, you know, right? Like, because we get our shit served up, we don't order it, right? It gets dropped off. Hate Dash drops off shit to us every couple of days, and
you still Hate Dash.
yeah. So it's hard to ignore it, but we certainly try not to spend an awful lot of time on it. Sometimes we have to address some of the bigger things. So so I'll shut my
No, but you're saying really important points, you know.
This thing is not comfortable. I'm just telling you. This is the first color I ever wore. By the way.
You never wore one you never wore one in the military?
No, because he was a good boy and listened.
Just for his MK Ultra.
Is he being serious? I'd said a dog collar. Yeah, I wore dog tags.
I didn't know if like you and your mates ever like fucked with each other and throw on a shot collar or something.
You and your mates.
Oh no.
5:45 yet? I just saw the time. They're 5 minutes.
Like, do you feel like, because there are positive moments in the paranormal, do you feel like if we would try to refocus, at least for us, as far as like paranormal goes, like refocus the positive on the paranormal posts? Like, why are we so prone to not responding to them? Like Trevor, Adam, Sarah, Rob, like Sandy, like we have those amazing moments. Why does that not translate to social media the same? Is that our fault, or is that completely just the consumer? Like,
because or other people in the paranormal that feed the drama. The problem is a lot of people want the likes and follows, right? So everybody that watches your shit, if it ain't good, you ain't gonna get the likes and follows. So right now, again, like following a trend. The trend right now is everybody shit talking at each other. So if you have a podcast or a YouTube channel and you're shit talking everybody, you're gonna get those followers. You're gonna get likes, shares, and it's gonna blow up. You know, like when me and Mike talked about starting our little YouTube TV series, we call it, but just posting like certain locations. One of the first places we went, the comments were not even, some of it wasn't even to do with the paranormal. Like the one was, well, this is boring, nothing happened, I don't even want to finish watching it. And then
I remember this actually.
the other one was, I think you guys should stick with eating because you're doing better at that than you homo.
Oh my God.
Hey, maybe you should not breathe so hard behind the camera because we can't focus on, and it's just everybody found the negativity. And me and Mike just deleted the comments and moved on because we don't need your negativity to get up.
No. And that
hella.
yeah,
It reminds me
and
back
again,
whenever-
that seems to be how some people tend to be, especially on social media, because that's again what we look at. At the same time, I know you guys got a lot of positive comments. I've seen them.
Yes, we have.
I may have left one, but that's easy to forget when we focus only on those. Get haunted on the front page, right? And I'm looking at that and I'm like, holy shit, right? Like, so yeah, they can have their hate pages. We have literal printed pages, and it's not about me and Sarah. It's about all of Get Haunted. It's about the network. It's about Brian's experience with a bunch of people. Man, like it just yesterday was pivotal for me in that regard. They can go out there and they can say all they want. They can have all their little podcasts and stupid Facebook pages. They can never top that, and they never will. And that's what you all need to be proud of. That's what you guys need to focus on, right? Is holy shit, man! Because you are a big reason that book even exists.
Example, being proud. When we were, the cover story in Get Ghosted magazine, even though my mom was real sick with her ending battle of cancer. The first thing she said to me and Mike is, "You're gonna order me a copy so I can have a copy of boys that made it." She said that, like she, we made it. She goes, you guys are in a magazine, and so like that right there brings to the point of, people look past those big accomplishments because of all the hate comments, and that, like, just delete the hate comments because we just need the positivity.
No.
And that, like, especially the family,
it's what you got to focus on. You got to move. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But so you guys are talking about you get the negative, right? And I think, Danny, you were sort of like, where's the balance, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to get the negative, and those people who leave comments like that, right? It is, I think, based in a lot of things, and we bring this up, but to go to what Denise was saying, are people afraid of their beliefs being mocked? And she blames the consumer for that one. But when you think about that, like, when you watch people put themselves out there and get just pummeled, right, for sharing, and by the way, Get Haunted does not push one belief. We do not push one way of thinking, right? So, but yes, I think when you watch people getting pummeled for putting themselves out there, right, it is what we see. And then, with Todd saying, right, like, there's always somebody with better idea. And I think, Tracy, you were saying, like, everybody wants to brand it themselves. So what are we really talking about here with social media? We're talking about egos. But here's the bigger problem that I see with social media. My personal and humble opinion, and they've done studies on this, social media is 100% addictive, and it can be as bad as heroin. They have done studies on this. And let's be honest, drugs often don't leave you with a positive outcome. And what we are seeing is massive addiction with social media. and we're seeing the fallout, and it brings people this sense of safety to be just dumb fucks without even thinking about it.
But that's the thing. If you're going to open your mouth and not think twice about leaving a comment, like when Abner was saying, like those horrible comments, like they're not necessary comments that they were leaving on their lives.
It's not about necessity though, Danny. It's about people leaving the pieces of themselves that are, Denise, help me out here, my girl. This is about people leaving pieces of their wounds. They're hurt.
Like they're that unhealed and they're that unwilling to
focus on themselves. Do you really think somebody who is looking to learn, looking to share in somebody's passion, somebody that's looking to expand their knowledge, do you think they go on to somebody like Two Brothers Extreme and make those comments? Do you think people who are healed do that?
No. The people that are healed are going to sit there and encourage them to keep going or check this corner or ask this question. They're going to be in the investigation with them.
Right. So again, Adam mentioned it. It's about the likes and the views. It's about getting those numbers. And so people find like, oh, I'm an asshole. And guess what? Asshole's super cool right now. So I'm going to go out there and make a channel. Right. And then they make their channel and they get their follows. And we can see it. We can see when you have like, let's talk about like if Rob and I have gone on to address drama, boy, those numbers shoot right up there on live views. Yeah, but if I want to talk about something positive, we get our normal 22, right? So you have to ask yourself, which numbers are more important? Is it the 22 that bring expansion to the conversation? Or is it the hundreds or thousands that are just there to gobble up the shit?
No, it's
you have to ask yourself that, right? So the balance doesn't come from social media numbers. The balance comes from accepting that the smaller crowd is who you're connecting with. The rest of them, they can go fuck themselves. Who cares?
And I think, I guess that's a huge point because I feel like I have found over the years, I spend less and less and less time. Like I will literally go on, I'll check the network, I'll check all of your guys' pages real quick, and then I'm out. I don't even really scroll anymore because it's kind of pointless. Like who the hell cares about the effing? Like I don't. I'm like at this point, whatever. I'd rather investigate with the four of you somewhere and have a really good. I've had such great moments with like literally with all of you guys. I've had profound, positive, personal moments investigating with all of you guys. And I would take that over numbers on a freaking YouTube channel in a heartbeat. Freaking heartbeat. Yeah.
The only reason me and Mike have our YouTube is to show our passion, what we have found in the paranormal. Like Mike both said one day, we're like, look, if we ever became famous from it, cool. Are we there for that? Absolutely not. We just want to show out there that maybe an investigation that we did, all right, someone across the country, okay, on the other side of the world had that same experience, but couldn't figure out what it meant, and our video can help them. That's what we post our stuff for. We don't edit our videos. Mike will add in, the caption of what we heard or like the music and our intro, but all of our investigation is raw. Like we don't, add this. We don't scream when a door knocks or something, and that's the thing is in the community, everybody thinks about the TV shows and the views, so that's getting the views, they're gonna go watch the people's pages that follow what the TV shows are doing versus what the real community is doing. Like we just gotta think of the positive. I don't. None of the negative bothers me. I tell Mike all the time. I read about. I'll be scrolling Marketplace for something that I probably shouldn't be looking at, and I'll see, the homepage when I get up, and I'm just like, dude, I have no time for this. Like, the positivity in the world is my family, and then with Get Haunted and the paranormal community. That's the I don't need any of that negative stuff. We're not here for that. And once people can realize that that's what they're about, is to help others, I think that's when it will take a turn the backwood it used to.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's a tall order, right? And this shit'll never it'll never go away. But again, how we react to it and what we do with it is also part of the solution and the problem. Which brings me to Tracy's comment, yeah, and actually I think Sarah was setting one of those up earlier
This week.
today.
Yeah.
Over for Patreon, but maybe get rid of the negative. I don't know what that means, Tracy. If you're saying that we present negativity, which I don't believe.
I think she's just, this is like a general statement. I would assume this is a general statement.
I'm just covering all the bases, boss. God.
I got you, Tracy. I
wasn't going after Tracy. First of all, do I look stupid? Tracy would kick my ass.
And I can't stop Tracy from kicking your ass. So you're good.
I was just trying to clarify the question.
Mm-hmm.
And there are times we fucking try not to address it, but like I said, it gets served up hot sometimes. But yeah, man. But yeah, like I said, for me yesterday was just that little final piece. I needed to be like, go do your thing, people. It's all good.
But can there even be balance on? I'm just thinking there's probably not the balance that we're talking about. I think this is where we have to all get real, right? And I think this is where, and Danny, I feel like, especially when you're in the Reiki world, right? This is sort of what happens, this false positivity, right?
Oh my God. And I think it's toxic. Oh God.
Yeah. So yeah, toxic positivity. But I think this is where we have to be able to be real and say there is no true probably balance in the sense of we're not going to see what we want to necessarily see on social media, but what we can do is present the things we do, right? Instead of lifting the things we hate, why don't we lift more of what we love? And I think, again, when we can all say to ourselves, we're going to have to learn. And that's the other thing. I think we have never taught the coping skills to certain generations. We haven't taught the coping skills.
Hit the button.
Is that on him?
To reacting to something we don't like. You're on social media. There's hundreds and thousands and millions of different personalities, opinions, and beliefs. You're going to scroll upon something you don't like. Why does it require something to be said? I think we have, social media has taught us that our opinions mean so much and everybody must have them. They're entitled to them, right? And I just posted about this. Could you imagine if just between the five of us right now, could you imagine if we all took the opinion of somebody else and didn't work with somebody? Would we all be sitting here together right now?
Probably not.
No.
Seriously, like
we might not be, because right.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And if you are saying it about somebody, I promise you it has been said about you. Every single person here is not free from somebody saying you should probably not work with that person. Oh my God, you know what? This person's kind of a dick. Every single one of us on the side, on the panel. So I don't know why we all sit here on these high thrones acting as if that stuff's not being said or we are immune to it. The reality is social media is truly the devil. It really is. It can be a double-edged sword. It has brought us together, but it has also created divisions that it's manufactured divisions and outrage, right? And I think that we have to understand that it's not about building the biggest community. It's about building the best situation, the best community that we can, that is offering help. And the reality is we offer inspiration and motivation. We do. Each and every one of you do that every day. And I think that we don't talk about it enough. You were saying that in your intro, Danny, like it's just not discussed enough. And so here we should all sit and we need to be able to say, and I think instead of offering shit opinions, just if you have something to say, be straightforward and let it go. Like, hey, Rob, you're being an ass.
Or if
Right.
you really dislike something that's going on, offer, and Sarah, I know you're a big advocate of this, actually offer a solution, offer a way to try to make it better. Even if it's not going to be the be-all, end-all answer, offer something up to try then. Don't just sit there and shit talk. Don't just sit there and say, well, that's stupid, or I don't agree with this. Give a solution. Give a way to try to fix it.
I have said that for all the years I managed people. I was like, don't just come with the problem.
Yeah.
All right.
Come with a solution.
I do have to head out. I have to go, see my son.
What?
Thank you so much for joining us tonight, seriously, and thank you.
Did you clock out? Did you clock out? Because I'm not paying for this.
Oh no,
Hi, Thomas Bolger.
where? I thought healthcare was included.
Have fun with Bentley.
See ya. Bye.
Thank you. We appreciate you coming on tonight. Thank you.
Thank you for joining. Oh, there we go.
Yes.
Plus, it's like you're fading to black over there.
Yeah, the sun's going down. He's like in the dark.
All right. I love you guys.
Love you
Thank you too, Adam. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right.
Bye. But I feel like, so then, okay, so that no balance is ever going to happen on social media, but we can all put in the positives instead of the negatives, right? Like if everyone would do that, it's got to make it has to make a difference somewhere, but then you have to actually freaking do it. So,
But do you see how we suggest, oh, you got a negative comment, delete it. Do you see how we try to turn a blind eye to what the issue is? And we're never going to change the world, but we could change the world for somebody, right? Like that's the old saying. You might not change the whole world, but your presence, your kindness, your effort may change the world for one person. And I think that, people are shitty. People just have shitty things to say. And it says so much more. Well, it says everything about them, and it says really nothing about the person they said it to, right? So, and listen, I'm guilty of it. There are times I've made comments about somebody, and then I really had to stop and go, "What's wrong with me?" Like,
yeah, I'm like, Dan, those not nice to say those things about Danny. You're my friend.
We're back on right now, sir. I think you needed a little shot.
I know, right? I'm beep beep. So, but I think that we have to be able to. One, you have to be able to hear criticism without it being something that just destroys you, right? And especially when we're in the public eye, when we do something, if somebody says, "Hey Sandy, I was in your group and what I didn't really love was this," right? And instead of being like, "Oh, well, hey, you can kiss my ass," like this is, I was leading the group, and it's okay to say, "All right, for you that wasn't for you," right? But we've suddenly become these groups of people who are like, how dare you have anything to say about me? Look, when people don't fit, they don't fit, right? When we do something they don't love, we do something they don't love. But I think that again, it's understanding exactly what this drug is, what this addiction is to social media. It's understanding that we don't need to carry the hot coals that everybody drops off to us. And believe me, they drop off a lot. And learning how we can support each other in more positive ways. And I think that is, when you see somebody posing a question out there that has to do with paranormal, interact with somebody. Give them your time. They had a thought in their head, because sometimes I get bummed. I have these questions and I'm like, I put them out there and it's like,
You're like, why is no one responding? Why is no one giving their feedback?
Yeah.
But it's a really good way to get a good positive, like even if the back and forth isn't all sunshine and rainbows, but if it's a genuine conversation where you're listening to both sides, that's still, in my opinion, that's still a big positive, because you're having a conversation that's going to create growth and expansion in some form. So
isn't that beautiful though? Like, wouldn't you rather have a conversation where somebody's like, "Hey, you know what, Sarah, I kind of see what you're writing there, and I actually don't agree with that, but I was thinking this."
Those are better conversations, because you're like, okay, well, let me look at this perspective, and then like maybe you have like 5 other questions that come out of that or something.
And I die on no hill when it comes to the paranormal, folks. There is nothing that I'm going to ever fight, except for You need to be okay with hearing things you don't agree with to be able to build upon the things you do, because you cannot, not one of us can say that we are completely on the right track. We just don't know. We just don't know.
Well, in the paranormal, I don't think anyone can say that they are, because there's no way to prove one thing or another, right? We're all just following gut hunches, or we're following something that we sparked our interest. Like, I don't think anyone can say, like, this is exactly what. Nobody can freaking say that in the paranormal. There are no exacts. There are no definites. Like,
no.
Yeah.
I like Todd too. Take the time to find out, right, for yourself. And that's what I've always said. Your journey belongs to you. You make your decisions. And, you know, I think we do have a new segment coming up. And I'm excited about this because I think the first guest is really going to it's going to be a really high bar, and it's going to be a great standard. But we have a new segment coming up, and it's about talking about those things in the paranormal that bring extreme love and extreme hate, and the effects of some iconic things in the paranormal, and to understand what these opinions truly mean, and where do some of our opinions come from? Are they even based on anything solid? And are you willing to change your mind? Are you willing to hear some things that you've had such a hard stance on with some of these iconic things, and then, you know, say, you know what? Wow. Okay. I was hating something just because, I was listening to everybody else, instead of saying, you know, I would say I don't really believe in that, but I don't know yet because I haven't had my experience. Like I think we're all we've suddenly all we've puffed our chest out and we're like, hey, I know everything. I know everything, and I know everything about everyone. I think Denise sort of mentioned that. Denise Empey said, we meet somebody one time and we think we know everything about that person. And, you know, I agree with you, Denise. I call bullshit. I've known Rob for how long now? And I know a lot of things, and I still don't know everything.
Okay.
Humans are such beings. When you finally think you know somebody, they're going to throw a curveball in there anyway, because
every day
so much that makes a human who they are. Like, every experience gives a different perspective to something, and then like one day something happens and it clicks something else off, and there's a whole new angle no one else ever even knew about. And it's kind of how everybody is, though. I don't think anyone's exempt from that.
No, not at all.
I'm curious if Anita Bush knows Virgil Caine.
Oh.
Right, Anita Bush?
We lost Sarah.
Okay, Danny, shock him. That's it. Shock him.
I know. It's not even on.
Virgil Caine. I'm just going to stop right now.
Anyway, we are at time anyway.
Yeah, we are.
Last thoughts from Rob, Sarah. Any last thoughts before we say goodbye for the night?
Test my shock collar, but with
I am not pushing that button. No,
do the vibration. Do the vibration.
I don't know what I'm doing. Is that it? Oh shit! Did I just do it?
The vibration button.
That one? Did I just shock him?
Oh, it smashed my knee into the table.
Oh my god!
All right. Now do the shock. Just do one shock.
Wait, what did I just put? I pushed one of them. What did I do?
You did the vibration that time.
No.
You don't do the shock. You got to do this. I wore this. You gotta tell me, man, because I gotta get ready for my
You just told her. You just kept saying. You know what? This could be a game show, Danny. This would probably make some of those people out there they probably would love to see this, but yeah, right? Like, he's ridiculous. But I just want to say, while he is playing shock collar here, yeah, right, Denise, new experiment. You know, I think when it comes to the positive, this is what I want to just add, because I don't think we really answered your lady's question. Yes, absolutely. There are positive things. And I just want to say that one of the most positive experiences I do have in the paranormal, it is with you two, and it is with the people on the side that, well, of course, don't be an ass. Seriously. But seriously, with everybody on the side, the people that show up, they are always willing to talk. They have stayed here, and they've been here since the beginning, right? We've had a lot of diehard people who believe in what the network is. And so to have everybody come in and encourage the conversations and to be here for the conversations. And look, some of the people on the side have given it to us when we've needed it, right? If they've said, look, you two are being ridiculous, or you guys need to whatever, they're here. And so that's really what I think for me, I come away with the group we have is exactly the group we're meant to be with. And for that, I am beyond appreciative to everybody. So thank you, ladies, I love that you guys are doing this show and being the physical embodiment of what the social media is. This, to me, you've humanized it, you've made it accessible. And I think that it takes out that little bit of the shittiness of what social media can be. So thank you for your hard work on this.
I agree. I echo everything that my amazing business partner said.
Well, thank you both.
You guys gave us this platform. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we do. Seriously. Thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, no.
Are you okay?
No, Anita Bush is telling me, she's telling us that Virgil has crossed the Rainbow Bridge.
He was an animal?
I don't know.
He's typing on freaking a computer. I'm pretty sure he didn't cross the Rainbow Bridge.
Oh, okay. The bridge. I don't know. I don't know all my terminology.
Yeah, no. Just no.
Or is that a question, Anita Bush?
You need to stop saying that right now, please.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming on to the show tonight.
Everyone participated.
I'm going to friend request Anita Bush.
All right. We're going to take Rob and Sarah down. Thank you so much for coming on. Appreciate you guys so much.
Love you guys so much.
Love you. Thank you. I'm going to bring you both down. Guys, thank you so much. And Sandy, thank you so much for putting together the slides and everything and helping you put this together. So thank you so much for this. That was amazing.
Thank you for teaching me, because honestly, I would have no idea what I was doing. But before we end, real quick, let's bring this up. Guys, the event's coming up in March and April. Check them out. It's on extremeticketing.com. Look at all these cool events.
They're very cool events. Absolutely. I'm excited. Farnsworth, dude. Farnsworth. Actually, all of these. They're phenomenal.
All of them. They're going to be amazing.
Get your asses over to extremeticketing.com and pick an event, and we will see you there.
Have a great night, guys.
All right. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Bye.